Hi everybody, welcome to Jin's Wall Street News. According to the S&P Global US Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index increased from 50.2 in April to 52 in May. The US Census Bureau reported Monday that construction spending fell 0.4% in April from the previous month. Atlanta Fed's GDPNow estimates U.S. real GDP growth at 4.6% for the second quarter. 10-year Treasury yield rises to 4.45%. For the U.S. stock markets on Monday, S&P 500 rose 0.41% and the Nasdaq Composite gained 0.67%. According to the S&P Global US Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index increased from 50.2 in April to 52 in May, down from the preliminary estimate of 52.3. The S&P Global said, quote, May's improvement in the PMI was driven by an uplift in new orders and an outsized contribution from input inventories, which in 18 years of data collection rose at an unprecedented pace. For new orders, which rose to the strongest degree in 3 months, demand from within the United States was noted as the primary driver of growth, as international sales remained relatively subdued. The U.S. Census Bureau reported Monday that construction spending decreased 0.4% from $2,162 billion in March to $2,152.4 billion in April, down 0.5% from $2,163.2 billion in April last year. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, GDPNow estimates U.S. real GDP growth at 4.6% for the second quarter, up from 3.8% on May 30th. The GDPNow said on Monday, quote, after this morning's releases from the U.S. Census Bureau and the Institute for Supply Management, the nowcasts of second quarter real personal consumption expenditures growth and real gross private domestic investment growth increased from 3.3% and minus 1.4% respectively to 4% and 0.5%. 10-year Treasury yield moved up and down as investors were digesting construction spending and ISM manufacturing PMI falling to 48.5 in May, below market expectations of 49.5. Then it rises to 4.45%. We have to watch 10-year Treasury yield very carefully on whether the yield goes up to 5% or not, because about 5% of 10-year Treasury yield would destroy most of the financial markets, including the U.S. stock market. U.S. stocks rose on Monday as the GDPNow estimates U.S. real GDP growth at 4.6% in Q2. S&P 500 added 0.41%, the Dow Jones Industrial Average edged up 0.08%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 0.67%. Okay, this is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.